Allez, ça va commencer. 3 secondes. Et let's go. Est-ce qu'on commence avec une cinématique ou pas? Un petit truc, ouais, un petit trailer. Le son... Y'a pas de son? Y'a pas de son? Ça vient de chez moi ou... C'est normal? Oh non, c'est ma faute. OMG.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place,
C'est bon.
I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
Oh, what the fuck? My bad pour le son.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
Voilà, Ororon.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let
Petit
me.
cours. Ah, c'est des nouveaux sauriens, ça? Je me suis zéro spoil pour le coup.
500 years later, mystery surfaced again.
Oh. Y'a encore
I
Capitano?
worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
C'est un boss, ça?
Be
What?
free.
Le mec il invoque une lamonie au calme. C'est quoi ce boss? C'est le boss qui invoque des boss. Alors Chasca c'est archi chelou, ça je l'avais déjà vu pour le coup.
Time to say hello.
Mais son arme c'est un giga canon sur lequel elle monte.
It's either your end or mine! Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder.
Ah c'est archi stylé. Hein. Ok bon, my bad pour le son. Oh, on a déjà un code? C'est instantané? Le live va être très court dans ce cas-là, si on a déjà un code. Est-ce que c'est le bon code ou pas? Bon, poulet. Très très poulet. Il va y avoir une quête de monde qui a l'air assez importante, ouais. Ah merde, c'est pas le bon code. C'est ça le code? Ouais, c'est ça. Je l'épingle pour l'instant. Ok. C'était bien joli. Je pense que je la lirai la quête de monde. Hein. Parce que la dernière quête de monde était super intéressante, celle qu'on fait avec notre saurien.
Ah oui, il y a encore plus de doubleurs.
C'est encore les développeurs. Non, c'est les traducteurs eux.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a cuckoosaur. Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
Et du coup, le saurien peut voler.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
Ça, c'est exceptionnel pour l'explorer. Hein.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckoosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Cuckoosaurs live among
Ok, la
the
zone.
Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the
Ah, ça
mountains.
ressemble un peu chez Kinish quand
This
même.
is
Hein.
a tribe of
Mais c'est joli.
warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather
c'est différent.
Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the
D'accord.
circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe.
What the
Trials
fuck?
test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the cuckoosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these cuckoosaurs.
Yeah, cuckoosaurs are the proudest out of all the saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky.
D'accord.
Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb
Ah, c'est bien en vrai.
higher or
Hein.
perform a horizontal roll in
C'est archi
midair.
bien pour l'explo ça.
Holding
Hein.
the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after
Ça dure
a
longtemps en plus
horizontal
avec le
roll.
phlogistique. Hein.
In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay,
Incroyable.
so
Hein.
I'm assuming that cuckoosaurs are really
Ouais, ils ont un peu
hard
d'autres
to
trucs, ouais.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional
Ah,
archery
Soresh à côté,
skill
c'est éclaté,
during
hein.
flight, That's the only way to become a true Kukusaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their Kukusaurs.
C'est une flûte, ça.
What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh,
Je disais au pif, en
I
vrai.
remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Kukusaurs live far from the
C'est pas très
tribe
loin, en vrai.
and from each other. So in order to summon them, the tribespeople use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Kukusaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chasca, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the conflict.
Voilà,
Mitch
Chasca.
mentioned that
Chasca, le
her
perso chelou.
method of mediation
Chelou, mais
is
stylé.
Silencing both parties. Is
Alors,
that
je vais
correct?
rapidement expliquer comment ça fonctionne, ceux qui connaissent pas.
That's only
Mais
in
en gros,
special cases.
bah déjà, elle peut voler elle
Chasca
aussi,
barely needs
comme
to
les
intervene.
Sauriens.
Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people
Elle
usually
tape
find a way to
Anemo,
set aside
mais
their
pas que,
differences when she's
puisqu'en fait, elle a des infusions.
Oh, so she doesn't
Et elle
just
a
handle conflicts between
3
humans
infusions
and
différentes sur
Saurians.
ses attaques.
She keeps the peace between people too.
Du coup, bah, elle va mettre des dégâts élémentaires en fait.
Chasca was corrupted by abyssal power as a child. So she has a
Un peu comme un
strong
ulti de
compulsion to
Kazuha ou
fight.
un ulti de Sucrose,
But
etc.
she
Sauf que
knows
elle,
how
c'est
to
ses dégâts
handle it.
directs. Hein.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as
Elle se bat avec
a
du thé, ouais, des infusions de thé.
Seems like she's been through a lot.
Et
Yeah,
c'est bien
but
chelou parce que
luckily for
elle
her,
monte sur
the
un canon
Kukusaurs took her in and raised her as one of
et
their
elle
own.
tire. Mais ils vont montrer son
In
gameplay
addition
après.
to hunting
Vous allez voir,
and
c'est
flying,
vraiment chelou, ceux qui ont
Chasca
jamais
gained
vu.
a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chasca is in your party,
Voilà, regardez.
defeating monsters will restore phlogiston
Voilà,
to your
ils-
party. While
Ils disent
she's in
que
the
quand
Night
tu tues un ennemi, ça
Soul's
donne du
blessed state,
phlogistique.
Chasca can
Bon, le
ride
vol, c'est
and control
exceptionnel.
her gun like a Kukusaur.
C'est trop bien.
The Soul Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better
Elle a l'air
angle
hyper
on her
rapide dans les airs.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah. And Chasca
Le tir chargé sert à rien, enfin c'est juste un tir chargé habituel. Et voilà, ça c'est sa compétence, regardez. Regardez le flow qu'on a en combat. C'est trop chelou. Mais c'est marrant. Et en gros, vous pouvez faire des attaques chargées comme ça et ça s'infuse. Vous voyez, il y a des balles comme ça. Je peux en consommer jusqu'à 6. Et t'as la moitié de tes balles qui sont infusées d'éléments. Voilà, là ils sont en train de montrer.
Cryo or electro character in your party,
Vous voyez?
one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will
Donc là, elle a
undergo
3 balles à
an
Nemo.
elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Et là, j'aurai une
Whoa,
balle
no
pyro, une balle
way.
électro.
So Chasca can directly deal
C'est en fonction
other
des éléments de la
types
team,
of
quoi.
elemental damage based on
Full attaque.
characters
Faut
in
partir
the
full
party.
attaque sur elle, et y
And
compris
since
coupe
she's an
attaque
animal
globalement, parce que
character,
vu que tu
she
peux
can
taper
swirl
sur
at the
d'autres
same
éléments,
time.
bah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too.
Voilà, et le
Chasca
burst c'est
fires a
pareil.
gale-splitting soul
Ça fait des
seeker
dégâts
shell
et ça
during
fait des
her
dégâts
burst,
aussi élémentaires.
which
Hein.
deals anemo damage.
Non, diadème c'est
Attack
critique.
then splits into 6 soul seeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable.
Du
for
coup, il y a
sure,
sa quête de tribu,
but we
logique.
should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, j'ai eu peur, j'ai cru que j'avais
Are you
pré-farm
talking
les
about
ressources, mais non.
Wingless? That's what the
crois que j'avais
tribe
fait
boss
pré-farm le
people
boss.
fail the flight trials, right?
Mhm.
They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition.
Ils sont stylés les tenues de leur tribu.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves.
Son boss, c'est un nouveau boss
But
du coup.
that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Kukusaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chasca will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chasca's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chasca was raised by Kukusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's joined
D'accord.
human society, Chasca
C'est genre
still
la
goes
boss
to
des
visit
sauriens.
her Saurian mother
Un peu
on
comme,
occasion, especially when she needs some help with a
un peu
tough
comme le gros
situation.
Yum Kazor, quoi, mais
So Chasca still has a soft side.
pas en
even
boss,
though
quoi.
She's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather Clan is also the setting for the Archon quest
Ok, ouais.
chapter 5.
Je comprenais pas. Coming
All
soon.
fires fuel the flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather Clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version
Avec
5.1.
Yensan.
It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power.
On va encore soigner
For
des gens.
most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather Clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is
Ah, c'est
in
lui
desperate need
le
of
chef? Il est
aid.
stylé.
Yansan will be there too. After rebuilding her
Sympa.
own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It looks like the captain will also be there.
Yes.
Attends, mais ça, c'est ouais, c'est un interlude de la quête d'Archon, en fait, c'est ça?
C'est
pas le truc du prochain patch? C'est genre un entre-deux, quoi.
The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions.
Ok.
But his
Ah, du coup, on va en
secrecy
avoir
here
plus
seems
d'infos
a
sur
little peculiar.
les plans de
So
Capitano.
keep an eye out, but of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit
Ok.
remains the top
Bah,
priority.
super intéressant.
After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather Clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Nightwind, where the
Cool, hein?
Tomasaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a
Ah, c'est joli la nuit.
glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might
Chauve-souris un
encounter
peu,
the
ça.
tribe's Wath Ectomasaur Elder,
On dirait des Pokémon, hein.
one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits.
Sympa cette
I even
tribu.
heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Ectomasaurs can help us out.
Ouais, ok.
Ectomasaurs are known for their wisdom.
C'est des trucs
They can
qui...
use their
Il va y avoir des
unique
énigmes un
sight
peu.
to detect things that can't be seen through normal
Bon, ça a l'air un
means.
peu bidon quand même.
Whoa, okay.
Right. Ectomasaurs are especially
servent
skilled
juste à
at
ça?
detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston.
Ah, ça saute
objects
aussi, ok.
to
Bah, comme
enhance
Ororon,
their
quoi.
abilities. Doing so allows them
Ororon
to
aussi
jump
peut sauter
higher,
comme ça.
move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ectomasaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create
Ok.
special objects.
Ah, c'est marrant.
I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Pourquoi pas.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first two acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers.
Ah, ça va être
Some of them will require
un peu
the
plus
help
dur
of
en
an
expo
Ectomasaur,
normalement. Après, il y aura
and
peut-être beaucoup
others can
d'indices,
be
mais...
solved on your own.
I noticed that Ectomasaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that
Ah,
ability?
par contre, ça doit être hyper
Besides
vertical.
the
Je sais pas si on peut sauter à l'infini.
Yes, Ororon can do
Vous
it too.
voyez, du coup, Ororon, il peut le faire
Like
aussi,
the
c'est marrant.
Ectomasaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air. He
Il fait
also
une attaque
has a
chargée dans les
keen
airs.
sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the spirit speed
Ah, il peut aussi...
allowing him to
Sympa.
extract power from Natland's graffiti and
Je savais pas
runes.
ça. Hein.
Speaking of Ororon, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he
Faut
looked
savoir que
like a
Ororon, c'est un
stern,
perso qui est
stoic,
plutôt
and
cool aussi.
harsh type of
C'est un
character.
sub DPS
But as it turns
qui
out,
est
he's
surtout
just a
basé
sweet
sur
kid.
Yeah.
l'électro-hydro, donc
It's kind of
électrocution.
unexpected, right? Is
Donc
he
sub DPS
really
électro,
that
comme tu
sweet,
dirais une
though?
fichole, mais
Just
en
think
moins
about
bien.
all the sneaking
Mais par
around
contre, en
behind his
électro-hydro, il est
screen
vachement
back.
fort.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Ororon really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends
Vous
to
allez
his
voir.
combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the Natland characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities
Bon,
work?
c'est pas un perso qui se joue avec
Let
le
me
set
start
Redex
by
du coup.
explaining how Ororon gains Night
C'est
Soul
joue en off-field et probablement avec le
This can
set
happen in multiple
de
ways. For
support de
example,
Natlan.
Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members
Voilà, vous voyez ici il pose sa compétence. Voilà. Et ça joue l'électrocution d'ailleurs.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep.
Et là, son déchaînement, c'est le plus intéressant. Faudrait qu'il monte.
Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing.
Voilà, en gros, il y a des petits éclairs qui tombent au-dessus de la gueule.
So you need to pair him with the
Je crois que vous avez vu. Et c'est ça qui fait ses dégâts en gros. Son passif. Hein.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst provides a convenient way.
Voilà, du coup le burst ça met masse électro et du coup c'est facile d'aller chercher son passif. Hein. Vous voyez ? Sachant que les constelles sont super fortes sur Ororon.
Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes. With Ororon in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier.
C'est stylé, hein?
And speaking of making things easier, Ororon can also improve the exploration.
Ah, et tu peux faire le jump dans les airs.
Gliding speed of your characters.
Je crois.
Ororon really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side,
Il le fait pas?
sure victory will always be within reach.
Il réduit la consommation de machin aussi, c'est cool.
We introduced two of the upcoming regions in this update, the Flowerfeather clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's
Donc
called
2 régions à
Ocean
explorer.
Natlan.
Ça c'est vraiment cool.
I
Hein.
think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flowerfeather clan.
Ah, c'est
It's
Bresson,
really
hein.
beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes. This is a restricted area in Natlan due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited.
Ah, ça va être
Over the
intéressant ça.
years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon.
C'est quoi le truc qui est à côté de nous? Il y avait un petit compagnon.
None of them have ever returned. The Flowerfeather clan often sends riders to
C'est
patrol
beau,
the
hein?
area and
Ça fait un peu
prevent people from
Akenouille
getting
mais
too close.
sauvage un peu.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah. I know we
Ah, c'est
introduced
très
some
stylé.
adorable Saurians earlier, but this
quoi, ça?
creature is actually really terrifying.
Ah.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's
Ça va être cool,
easy
ça,
to
hein.
take human-Saurian coexistence for granted these days, but
Ça fait très Zelda pour le coup.
actually took
Comme
generations of
type de
effort to
jeu,
reach
type
this
d'arène, etc.
This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will
Ah, ça va être la suite de la quête avec les Sauriens, trop bien. En savoir plus sur le passé de Natlan.
Of course.
Ça va être super ça.
Travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's that?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Ochkanatlan. His name is Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Ah, c'est un petit compagnon du coup.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlasaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've
Y a
got
pas trop de
nothing.
flow.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoweek comes in.
Il nous protège.
He can use his power to clear abyssal contamination.
Ok.
Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps.
Elle a l'air cool cette zone, hein. Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait là, elle? Elle a un tatouage. Bona.
You can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
Je me demande si le combat va être bien, parce que là pour l'instant ça a l'air pas ouf ça.
Travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that
C'est
can
choupi.
enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with
Ça a l'air très
Little
sympa,
One
hein.
awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step
J'imagine qu'on peut pas aller en bas. Genre en bas ça doit être le vide.
Familiar Saurian companions can
À moins qu'il y ait un
also help
sol.
us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help of a Koholosaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an
D'accord.
Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to
Ouais, ça
chase
fait
down
vraiment
the evil
très Zelda,
dragon.
je trouve.
But
Mais c'est
we'll
cool,
leave
hein.
the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait,
Très très cool.
those some kind of lava
Elle a l'air
fish?
intéressante cette zone.
Does this mean we can fish in Netland?
Yes, but
Ah, ça y est,
I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring.
on peut pêcher dans la
Ocean.
lave.
Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful
Incroyable
enemies.
ce mob, hein.
High-level monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants
On
outside.
doit bien
of
casser les
combat.
couilles en abysse
Yep,
par contre,
that's
ça, hein.
true. The abyss has corroded Natland's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
C'est stylé en vrai, hein.
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a
Il a l'air
brief
puissant de
state of
fou, le boss, hein.
confusion. Night
Je me demande
Soul
s'il sera
Line
tanky ou pas. En
elemental
open
attacks
world,
are
je pense pas,
especially
mais...
effective against these wards.
Wow, the abyss has gotten so
Il a l'air vraiment
advanced.
puissant ce mob, hein.
It's scary to think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise.
C'est les bannières, ça?
First up, limited time
Ah oui, non, oui.
exclusion rewards
Bon, bah,
will be
comme
available
l'autre.
in version
Vous avez des
5.2.
primos si vous
Just
faites
like in
l'explo en
version
plus.
5.1, travelers can earn up to 400
Bon, ça, ils vont le
extra
mettre à chaque fois maintenant.
gems. And the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3.
C'est cool ça.
It's now time to introduce the event wishes.
Allez, les bannières.
First half of version 5.2,
Allez, c'est confirmé. Ororon
travelers
P1
look forward to event wishes
Il y a Ororon
from
P1
Chasca and Lenny. Ororon
Jure.
will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version
Et du coup,
5.2,
zongli de vie.
we'll have
C'est bien
returning
confirmé.
event wishes for Zhongli and
Waouh,
New
Ororon
Villain.
P1, trop
The
bien.
weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage.
Oh, comment je vais
and two
turbo
new
invoquer sur la
Netland
bannière.
specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
Et il y a deux nouvelles armes
Alright,
4 stars.
It's time for our first break. Once we come back,
Ok,
we'll
nouveau
dive
code.
right into the event portion.
Oh, la bonne nouvelle du siècle pour le Ororon. Oh, je suis tellement heureux si j'ai Ororon constellé. Je vais tout donner pour lui. En plus, ces constelles, elles sont trop broken à Ororon. Je vous jure que c'est vraiment des bonnes constelles. Hein. Bon, fort heureusement, elles sont évidemment dispensables. Mais vu que j'ai envie d'avoir Chasca, et peut-être Chasca C1, et que bah, Ororon aussi, je le veux, c'est le bon compromis pour moi, là. Le programme est dispo en entier quelque part. Le programme? Quel programme? Salut Barbichette. Et qui est à côté de Chasca? Linei. Chasca Linei. Ce qui est une très très bonne bannière si jamais vous voulez une arme 5 stars pour Chasca. Ou pour Linei. En gros, si vous aimez un des deux persos et que vous voulez tout donner pour lui, la bannière d'armes c'est nickel.
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight
Il y a
into
une arme
the
offerte?
event section. So
Elle est
in
trop
the
belle.
first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version
C'est quoi?
5.2 event, Ikitomi Spiritseeking Scrolls.
Attendez, j'ai pas vu ça.
Travelers will team up with Citlali and Ororon to get to the bottom of a mysterious
4 star
accident
weapon.
that occurred within their tribe.
Mais elle a pas dit qu'elle si?
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also
Attendez,
need to
épée une main.
reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven
Ah, si.
scrolls. And gather lost spirits
One
scattered
character is protected by a
throughout the region.
shield.
Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth.
Ah ouais, c'est super fort.
All
Hein.
the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along
la
the
dinguerie.
way, including primo.
Mais je la connaissais pas.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's also mysterious.
When a
Oh,
situation
c'est beau
gets
l'event.
tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Ah, elle a l'air tellement mieux que l'event actuel là, l'event principal.
Citlali and Ororon
Je vous en parlais
have
après de
some
l'arme.
really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm
C'est
always
Talia
grabbing
Boss.
the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show.
Ah, j'aime
And
tellement son
speaking of
design.
fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd
Ah,
the
ils ont recyclé le truc. C'est vraiment du pur recyclage. Mais bon, ça va, c'est sympa comme event. C'est du pur recyclage.
These slabs will break open and release even more.
Ouais, ils ont quand même un petit peu changé.
Storms may also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention
Oh, sympa,
to the
sympa.
direction of the storm.
C'est déjà mieux que l'event principal
In Evil
actuel.
Vanisher,
Ensuite,
travelers will
combat.
need to select the right teams to complete the objectives.
Ok.
Completing all of the objectives
Y a pas de perso
will
DC?
award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
Pas de perso DC, c'est pas cool
Really
ça.
matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic.
Sinon, ça a l'air sympa.
Super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in
Et ça, c'est
restoring
quoi?
fragmented records. Sitlali will use
C'est genre un
travelers
coloriage
to
magique.
special fragments. Travelers will need to piece
Wow,
these
why not?
fragments
Ça a l'air
together
facile.
and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new
Elle est
4-star
trop belle,
sword
l'arme.
by completing this event. The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of
Mais par contre, c'est pour
ceremonial
qui?
artifact.
I totally agree.
Pour qui l'ont designé?
Oh, and this event will allow travelers to
Vous pensez que
learn
Sitlali,
more
elle est
about
épéiste d'une main?
Natlan's secrets.
Et non
For
pas
example, this
catalyseur?
quest will reveal new clues about a
Parce que ça a l'air designé pour
mysterious
Sitlali,
and
l'arme.
legendary
Hein.
place, the Mare Javari.
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members.
C'est quoi
Active
ça?
adventurers have
Des
been
combats?
invited to take on the challenge,
S'il y a
including
une
the
porte de
Traveler.
combat.
Travelers will need to complete various challenges
Ah oui,
with
les petits défis.
designated
Ok, bon,
characters
sympa.
and fully leverage their skills to earn rewards.
C'est un bon event.
I know you're up to
On
the
mange mieux
challenge,
que la mage
travelers.
actuelle, quoi.
Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve
Oh, elle est
security
belle l'image
tactics
aussi.
in the region.
Magnifique.
And who better to test these tactics than the honorary knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game.
Ah, c'est
since the
le truc où
format
on
has
contrôle les
changed
mobs?
this time.
C'est ça?
Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy
Ouais, c'est ça.
against the opposing
Pourquoi pas?
formation. Once the lineup is set, the
Je
monsters
suis pas
will
hyper fan,
fight
mais
automatically.
ça passe.
Available combat units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame.
C'est genre des,
Chances of
c'est des
encountering
rounds
elite combat
de
units
duel là.
increases as the wargame
Ok.
progresses. Even more elite monsters
Why
will
not?
be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible.
On va les bousiller, ces bots.
And collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like there's
C'est quoi, c'est TCG?
tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful. Whoa, it's automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
Ah, ils ont changé des trucs
This
hein,
brand new
visuellement.
seated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for
C'est juste un
nearly
event de
every
TCG.
elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategy.
Y a 4
to trigger
cartes?
Powerful elemental reactions.
Ça a toujours été
Effects
possible ça?
will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natlan. Talk about whiplash.
Ok, ok. Bon, tant mieux
That's
pour,
right. Even
pour ceux
if
qui
you've
jouent.
never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2.
C'est un truc automatique. Hein.
The new version will also bring a few
Si je vine
updates
Rosa
to
et le
regular Genius Invocation TCG.
Sympa les cartes. Hein. En vrai, elles sont très très belles les cartes, de manière générale.
Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted
Truc
animals.
de déplacement.
Travelers
Ouais.
will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool.
Ah ouais, on a
Once
déjà eu
you've
aussi ça.
managed
Hein.
to deduce their
Recyclage.
location, you'll be able to track them
Ça
down.
passe.
Once the
Tu
animals
dois
are
trouver
safe
où
and
est-ce qu'est le
sound,
mob en
travelers
fonction de
will
sa vision en
receive a
fait.
gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like
Sultaos?
Ororon would really shine in this event.
Fuck.
He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline
Et
Overflow event will
énergétique
return in version
boosté.
5.2.
Ok,
If
ok.
you
Bon
need
bah,
more
so-
or
pas mal
character
hein.
EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Pas mal tout
Alright,
ça.
let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a
Theater.
là-dessus?
Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a
Ah mais
challenge
ils l'ont déjà
and
dit dans
have to
les trucs.
reopen the Fantasia Tome
En
to
gros,
continue.
tu peux faire
Travelers
continuer quand t'as
provided
fini un
feedback
stage,
that
hein,
this setup
au lieu de
interrupted
retourner au
their
livre.
experience. So,
Ce qui est
this
normal.
will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle,
Voilà, quand tu finis un acte, il donne le choix.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any
Il avait déjà annoncé ça.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking.
Maintenant on peut voir qui a pris quoi. On peut stalk un peu les gens.
Yup. Oh, and the
Là, tu peux envoyer un message, tu fais ah t'as pris mon truc. Et là il y a des tags, hein. C'est mieux aussi pour retrouver ses persos. Voilà. Ça c'est marrant, il y a un tag on-field et off-field. Je serais curieux de voir quel personnage il catégorise off-field et on-field.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay.
C'est fou comment ils changent beaucoup de choses sur le théâtre, n'empêche. Hein. Bon, ça, pareil, ils en ont déjà parlé. On peut les trier par récence d'obtention. Voilà. Ah, c'est plus rapide maintenant. Ouais, ils ont rendu les animations plus rapides. Hein. C'est moins joli, mais c'est plus pratique. Ok. Bah en vrai je trouve ça bien et pas bien quoi, genre... Oh ils ont augmenté la limite des graines. C'est la nouvelle du siècle ça. Et ça ils ont changé le cooldown aussi. Putain la limite des graines ça fait tellement plaisir.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena teapot, but I'm always short on wood.
Ouais, on peut acheter du bois avec les pièces et surtout le gadget se restart toutes les 5 secondes, avant c'était 15 secondes. Donc c'est bien plus simple maintenant. Maintenant il y a du lock automatique, purement automatique qui existe. Pour ceux qui le veulent, moi je ne suis pas intéressé. Donc on peut toujours mettre ses anciens trucs, tout comme on peut laisser un truc automatique. En vrai c'est une plutôt bonne feature quand même. Le seul problème c'est que je me demande qu'est-ce que ça va donner pour si on veut des trucs qui sont moins conventionnels. Genre si par exemple on veut avoir un set d'Endro avec des PV pour une Tirara et avoir un set d'Endro avec des stats crit pour Naïda, est-ce qu'il va comprendre qu'il faut lock les deux de manière automatique? Putain, il est con, il a mis une fleur à 18% d'attaque sur Walani. Ah oui, et on peut marquer les artés maintenant en favori, ça c'est génial. Voilà, maintenant le détecteur met toutes les faits et défis.
Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions.
Ah, ok. Bon, c'est bidon. Quand vous avez un détecteur d'Oculus, alors est-ce que ça les convertit ou est-ce que juste ça change le truc tout seul? Je crois que ça change tout seul, hein, ça les convertit pas, faut les craft quand même. Je pense qu'il faut les craft. Mais si ça les convertit, c'est cool. Je crois pas qu'ils aient précisé. JLKMD. Normalement c'est ça. Je le teste. C'est bien ça, ouais. Converti quoi? Les détecteurs d'Oculus. Bon, le live annonce est bientôt terminé, mais je suis plutôt satisfait en vrai. Hein. Ça devrait être bientôt fini, ouais. Il y a eu des surprises ou classiques? Assez classiques, mais il y a eu des choses que je ne savais pas. Et je suis content de la mage. Il y aura la rediff sur la chaîne VOD d'ici quelques minutes.
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share. After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play
Xbox?
Genshin
Ouais,
Impact
c'est ça.
on the Xbox Series
Ah,
X
c'est Naïda qui a
and
l'Xbox.
S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members
Ils vont avoir
can
des ailes,
play
hein.
Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome.
Il va avoir des cadeaux.
All right,
La
that
chance.
should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chasca and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see
Normalement, il devrait
how
pas y avoir de
Turtle
surprise,
Chronicle
hein.
unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Ororon seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience
Dès la
more
mage
of the
ouais.
Natland storyline, and we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
C'est un menteur. Hein.
Yeah,
Il a tellement
on
été
that
payé pour
note,
dire ça.
I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
A plus. C'est un menteur de fou. C'est fini? C'est fini, ouais, ok. Le mec, il a dit... Un truc que j'adore, c'est que c'est vraiment multiplateforme. Bon, bah voilà. C'était cool, franchement. Très content de mon côté. Super live annonce. Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'il soit aussi intéressant. Eh bien, c'est tout. Et oui, je devais vous dire ce que fait l'arme offerte. Elle augmente les dégâts des attaques chargées de 40%, normal et chargé. Et elle augmente le TC de 16% des attaques normales et chargées. Donc c'est très fort. C'est très très fort. Vraiment excellent.